talk about these rogue sleds that we've got. Each station is going to be getting one. We're just going to talk about kind of the why behind it, all right? There's several reasons. One is they help us build unilateral strength, which means we're building strength equally across the body, one leg at a time per se. They help us build strength and stability in our joints. And they're an excellent strength and conditioning tool that we can use in a multitude of ways, and they translate to being functional, which helps out a lot with our job. Also, another big reason is we can use these to help train at our stations for our physical agility tests now. The rope pulls, we'll be able to put weight on here to simulate that, as this could be coming as a replacement to that down the road. So we'll talk about a couple of the accessories we have for it, and loading plates, and just different ways to use the sled here. So the first thing we have is this yellow utility strap, and that's all it is. It's just a utility strap that has two handles here. And what we found that is with this, if we take and run it through the carabiner that we have here, it just makes it a little easier, and it has less friction on here, so this is able to slide back and forth without fraying the utility strap. The next piece we have here is the dip belt, and this is just to go around the waist for different pulls that you'll see later on in the video, how that works. And the next thing is we have the center post. The center post is where we load all the weights. It's for any weights that have a Olympic size diameter hole here in the center, or 2-inch hole, and it simply just goes on top. We load it up as needed for whatever we're trying to do. The last thing we have here is the post. So these posts come out. For example, if we are pushing it down to a certain point and we want to bring it back without having to turn it around, we just take the post out. We have two holes on the opposite end. Slide right in, we'll go the other way. Just a couple more things to cover. We want to make sure that whenever we're going to do a workout with the sled or any other workout, we want to have a dynamic warm-up to get that body moving, get our core temperature up, and get the body prepared for the workout. Along with the dynamic warm-up, especially if we're going to be adding some heavier weights to the sled, we want to make sure that we start out with either an empty sled, lighter sled, and build weight as we work to that heavy load. Just to kind of keep preparing our body for what's coming. And then the next thing is just be mindful of the surfaces, or the different surfaces we push this on. First off, we don't want to damage anything, but friction plays a big part in pushing the sled. So if we're pushing it on concrete, it's going to be a lot different than pushing it on grass, or a variety of surfaces. It's like, for example, if you have 95 pounds on the grass, it may be difficult, whereas you do the same thing on concrete and it's a lot easier. It's just, it just depends. So you adjust the weight as needed. And I would say the last thing is the goal that you're looking for is to be able to move this sled in whichever way you choose, in a pain-free way that gets you a good burn, a good muscle burn. All right, guys, so the first common error that we often see is the duck walk, and it's where you'll see the feet and the knees are turned out. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we have the knees and the feet pointed in line with the sled and keeping them straight. What we're looking for is whenever we go to push the sled, we want to think about being in a sprinter stance, looking like a sprinter when we hit it. It's most ideal for us to maintain a neutral spine and keep the hips relatively low as we're driving. All right, guys, so first you'll see he hits the sled high, which makes it tip up, and then he hits it low, which you can do, but it's not the most efficient, and then he hits it where it needs to be in the middle for the best placement for pushing the sled. All right, so first we're going to show you a couple movements you can put into your exercises. All right, so here we have just our straight ahead push. This is like we were talking about a minute ago. You want to line up in that sprinter's stance and drive. All right, here we have some backwards walking. We're using our strap and our belt. This is another way to work the legs, and it's also really good for knees. Here we have the same thing, we're just walking forward. Another way to strengthen your legs as well. All right, so here we're walking backwards again. We're keeping the elbows locked in tight to the body, so we're kind of getting a static hold on that back, and also working the legs as we go. All right, here we want to set the feet, have straight arms, and pull like we are doing a row. And then we just reset and repeat. All right, so this is how we are looking to implement the sled into our PT test. With this, we just want to make sure, try to keep the butt down, bend at the hips, use those big muscles in the back to pull it towards you. All right, guys, so an easy crew workout that you can do is get your crew together, set a distance. It can be 25 foot, 50 foot, whatever you want it to be, and do a you go, I go style. So one person pushes while the others rest and then rotate through. You can do this with little to no weight and make it a sprint, or you can load some weight on there for a more streak focused workout. All right, so this video has gone over a few of the basic things that we can do with a sled and how to use it. There's plenty of different ways out there, so feel free to do your research, figure out some other ways, and please share. Share it with everyone. You can send me an email or get on Fire Manager, either way, so we can all try out different workouts with it. We'll post some more down the road, and that's all I have for you. Be safe.